Hello, welcome to my review of Old Man Logan #1. Now, this is a story by Jeff Lemire with art by Andrea Sorrentino. Old Man Logan is a current story arc. It is currently on issue 3. I picked up 1, 2, and 3 all in one go, and sat down to read issue #1 last night, and I enjoyed it so much I read 2 and I read 3 right in succession. Um, so I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about the story so far and my thoughts on it and whether or not I think it's worth reading if you are not currently picking up this series. So let's start with the art. Now the cover art is also done by Sorrentino, and I gotta say that I really like this particular art style. It has a lot of extra pencil work that you don't normally see um, a lot of artists do in this sort of what I like to call the Photoshop age. I don't know if I can get it in there too well with the camera. I don't know if it's going to be clear enough, but essentially on Logan's forehead is a good example of this, where there's a lot of extra lines to sort of give him that aged look, and it adds a fair amount of detail to what I think is lacking in a lot of comics these days. And so you get a very visceral, gritty kind of art style that lends itself really well to a Wolverine comic. So in that sense, I really like the art style, and it's this good looking throughout the whole comic. So I was really impressed by Sorrentino's art. Now, onto the story. The story, and I'm going to give some sort of broad stroke descriptions here. So if you want no spoilers, fast forward to where you see me go, and that's where the spoilers end. Okay, so now I'm not familiar with Old Man Logan other than what I looked up briefly on Wikipedia after having read the story. Now, so that's to say that I have no frame of reference for him going forward. Um, I am fairly recently getting back into Marvel Comics, and so I don't know where he's from, or what he's doing other than what I went and looked up on Wikipedia. So no frame of reference. Now the story gives us sort of a blank slate beginning, so it's really good for people who are looking for a sort of jumping on point to a Wolverine story, because from what I can tell, you don't need to know anything else. They give you lots and lots of good, thorough background explanation for this story. Now, this is set in the current Marvel Universe timeline, whatever that may be called. I don't have that detail, but it is really good. Now, story-wise, it's a revenge story. Okay, so it goes through Logan's quest for revenge for something that happened in his past, which is in the current timeline's future. And so there is a sort of interesting time travel paradox that they are attempting to explore thematically throughout the 3 issues that I've read so far, and I'll cover those specific issues later on. Now, this issue has a very sort of dark look at what revenge can be, especially when you get into sort of that time travel paradox that I mentioned. The idea behind it is akin to, if you could go back in time and kill Hitler before he did any of his horrible evils in World War II, would you do it? Would you kill Hitler even though he hadn't done anything wrong yet? That's the paradox that they're exploring a bit in this particular series. So, now it doesn't involve Hitler, obviously. It has to do with personal items in Old Man Logan's past. So, how do I feel about it? Thematically, it's a very tricky question to ask, and as of the first issue, I wasn't convinced that they were going to handle it in what, as a Catholic, I consider to be a a moral high ground. Um, you know, I wasn't sure where it was going to go. Now that question gets answered in later issues, and um, I think they're promoting through their theme um, ultimately something good. But that'll remain to be seen as more issues come out. But as of this first issue, it's muddy, and there's a lot of room to sort of think and talk and with others about what does this sort of situation mean. So I'm really happy to um, have dived into this series because it's a fun concept to discuss. So uh, I think that does it for my spoilers. So all right. So welcome back if you skipped ahead past all the spoilers. Um, so would I recommend this series to my viewers? Yes. 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 Okay, because the art alone, I think, is worth the price of admission. It grabs you. It's wonderful to look at almost every panel, and the story is really engaging. If you are picking it up, please go ahead and drop a comment below. Please just tag for spoilers for your fellow readers who may not be quite as far as you are, and let me know what you think, because I want to talk about the themes with people who are reading this and what do they think? What do they think about my views? Go ahead, drop a comment below, and yeah, look forward to talking more about issue number 2. So thanks for watching. Go get yourself a copy of Old Man Logan #1 from Marvel Comics, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.